Hey there, this is Martin, and because we have reached 200 subscribers on my YouTube channel, I'm going to deconstruct a special song. I'll be showing you how Travis Scott and Mike Dean made JACKBOYS, the intro song on the JACKBOYS album. Let's get started. If you haven't heard the original song yet, I recommend you to quickly go check it out before you continue watching. It's only 47 seconds long, but it's definitely one of my favorite hip-hop album intros ever made. Travis Scott, Wonder Girl and Mike Dean wrote this song, and the latter also took care of the production. He did an amazing job on the synths, which makes for an incredible vibe and a great intro to the album. So the first element you'll notice when listening to this song is this fat warm bass. Based on its warmth and thickness, you can tell it has been made on an analog synthesizer. These are really expensive to get, however, which is why I use the Analog Lab Collection by Arturia. This is a company specialized in emulating old hardware synths, and I honestly really like what they make. This one, for example, the Synthy V, is based on the EMS Synthy, a modular synth from the 70s used by Pink Floyd and Jean-Michel Jarre, to only name a few. It has some crazy features like the matrix that looks like a battleship game, but apart from that it's pretty simple and straightforward to use. You've got 3 oscillators over here, a filter oscillator, an envelope shaper and a reverb tool. The preset I used is called Big Fat Bass Mama, which has a very nice and warm sound. I adjusted the attack and decay times, added a slight chorus effect and automated the filter cutoff knob to recreate the filter movement from the bass used in the original. In the mixer I boosted the low end a little bit. I also added the FabFilter Pro Q3 to cut everything below 30 Hz and to cut all the stereo frequencies below 150 Hz, making everything below 150 mono. I also cloned the bass to create these short bass notes. The only difference relative to the main bass is the equalizer setting, which is cut at 100 Hz to avoid clashing of the low ends. Next, I added this Rhodes, which acts as a plug. I added the DS10 drum shaper, which is basically a transient shaper. I increased the attack and decreased the sustain, making the sound shorter, more punchy and tighter. I then added an equalizer to cut off most of the low end and low mids, followed by a reverb to make it more spacey and atmospheric. Finally, there is a delay with a ping pong effect and a filter which I automated throughout the song. 15 seconds in the song, the following chords start playing, coming from the Jupiter 8. This synth is one of my favorites in the Analog Lab Collection because it has this really nice 80s vibe. I used the Analog Lead 1 preset and I increased the portamento a little bit to give this sound a gliding effect whenever it's playing. I added a camel crusher to make the sound more distorted, an equalizer to remove some low end and make the sound less muddy, an ozone imager too, which is free by the way, to make the sound wider, and a filter which I automated to create the movement that Mike Dean also created in the JACKBOYS production. I cloned the Jupiter 8 synth but added it a little bit to avoid phasing issues, and the melody this clone is playing has 2 different components. First there's these notes, and second there's these chords. There is not too much going on the mixer channel. First there's a wider, which is a free stereo enhancer to make the sound wider and more detuned. Next, an equalizer to cut everything below 100 Hz. And third, a filter, which is again automated. Then, as we're heading toward the end of the song, these really simple yet cool electric guitar notes start playing, played by the Ilya Efimov electric guitar library. Now this sound has a bit more going on its mixer channel. First, there is a fruity chorus and an RC20 retro color, making the sound a little more dirty and vintage sounding. Next, there is a compressor, the glue, to make the sound a little more compact. And finally, there is an equalizer to cut everything below 320 Hz and remove most of the high end. This adds a unique effect, which you can also notice in the original guitar. This is what the guitar sounds like without effects. And this is what it sounds like when I turn on the effects. Finally, there's a guitar key switch effect, which I actually recorded on my own guitar by stroking its strings. I then added an equalizer to remove any undesired frequencies below 250 Hz, followed by an echo boy delay with a ping pong effect. Before I'm going to play the complete remake, I would like to ask you to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this. It would also mean the world to me if you shared this video or my channel with fellow producers, music lovers, your family, or your dog. Take care and see you next time.